Shalom. I want to begin by giving all praise, honor, and glory
to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Rakabarash.
Double honors to the head, apostles, and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the fellow laborers out there, and as always, you believe. So yeah, we back once again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Yahushua, as always, to pronounce the downfall, collapse, and overall destruction of this wicked kingdom of America, Babylon the Great, in which that report has gone forth, to serve as a comforter, if you will, to the captive exiles. That's pretty much the good news and glad tidings that our warfare has accomplished. And those who have been subjugated to our enemies will be liberated. What's that, Luke, the 4th chapter, where Yahweh, matter of fact, let's get that real quick. Because you know what's heavy about the captive exile, if you will, and somebody can get that one as well, in the book of Isaiah. And follow me on this one. It doesn't really apply to Israel as a whole. Or what's that, Jeremiah, the 2nd chapter, it speaks to how Israel have become homeborn slaves. They suffer from what's known as Stockholm syndrome, where they have developed somewhat of a sympathy for their oppressor, man. So in essence, the captive exile is really the elect. Now, they're captives, yeah, but they don't want to leave. They don't want to leave. At best, they'll go out and march and say, stop killing our young men. But then they'll celebrate the young drill rapper. Right. As it is written, a hypocritical nation, man. Right? They laden with pretty much confusion. The Lord have blotted their vision. They can't see clearly, man. So they're repeating the steps of their ancestors, their forefathers, who they are, right? And they're walking aimlessly in circles in the wilderness. See? So they have become acclimated to this place. Really, the captive exiles is us. You see? And again, they are slaves overall, but spiritually, they are not desired. Matter of fact, let's get that Isaiah 51. It'll explain itself.
This is Isaiah chapter 51 and verse 14. The captive exile hasteneth that he may be loose.
Right. And do the 2/3 hasten to be loose from him? And they countenance testify against them, because when they presented with this word, they come up against it. That's why Yahweh said the things pertaining to thy peace. Loosely paraphrased, I want to say that's Luke the 19th chapter. Right? So they have rejected the one thing that would serve as a welfare unto them. Let their table become a snare. Right. See, read that again.
The captive exile hasteneth that he may be loose, and that he should not die in the pit,
Go ahead.
nor that his bread should fail.
Right, nor that his bread should fail. And remember, all of Israel didn't come into the supper. Right? They ain't partaking in the supper because Yahweh said, bring in hither the maimed, the blind. Meaning what? Those who acknowledge that they need Yahweh. See? So that's why we're encouraged to not go out to our people. Right? Because the nigga think we supposed to go into the trenches. Imagine that. And that gas station shit, that's off limits, man. Like, you shouldn't be at like a hood, a gas station.
True. That's like a hub for all that.
Right.
Yeah.
You put out a net into a river full of catfish. Right?
Yeah. Expecting to catch
And you're expecting to catch something lawful.
Yeah.
That's true. Right, so we are under explicit instructions over here. Right? We have been delegated to go to the elect. See? So we position strategically in certain places, but ultimately, when we touched on that apparatus, that tower over there, that's the mechanism which the Lord chose to spring forth his word. All right, so come on, was it on that? If there's anything jump out to you in the words, you have something?
Okay. Just going back to what you open up with, this is our comfort, even though we in captivity. This is Psalms 119 and 50. He says, this is my comfort in my affliction, for thy word have quickened me.
That's it.
And it's really nothing outside of this truth you know, that really comforts us. We like righteous lot. You know, we vex with seeing and hearing day by really second by second. You know, first thing you would say, you know, you got your son or whatever, the fruit of your body. No, you can't be. That's no comfort in that because you don't own them.
Right.
You know, you got to give them to this wicked world. You know, so this truth at the end of the day, this truth, like the elder said, to the elect, right? Because we the only ones that realize, you know, they really want to get out of here. So you really the captive because you want to get out. So the only comfort that we have is this truth. You know.
Yeah, because if I may, right, we understand the Lord opened us up to know that the transition gonna be so hard to where you're gonna go from a captive to a king. See, our people haven't registered with them. They want to go from a captive to being equal, right? Remember that movement, equality, the civil rights movement? I want to go in the same restaurant. I want to eat, like go in the same bathroom. See, that was the pinnacle, if you will, of their hope. But see, we desire to rule. That's the spirit the Lord put on us. So that's that captive exile is really desiring to rule. Matter of fact, real quick, give me Proverbs 12:9 real quick. Because that's what we found out. That really, if you ain't ruling, you ain't living. Basically. All right, come on.
God, the book of Proverbs chapter 12 verse 9. He that is despised and have a servant is better than he that honoreth himself and lack of bread.
See, so he who is better to have a servant, man. Even if you despise, it's better for you. Because why? You in power. See, better than him who, what did it say?
Honoreth himself.
Right.
And lack of bread.
Lack of bread.
Yeah.
And that's what you really see with our people. They honor themselves.
Yeah.
They set these goals that suffice them. And it has nothing to do with the big picture of ruling. So better is he who has servants, man, than he who honors himself in lack of bread. See? And again, that's the spirit that Isaiah 51, that bread not failing. There's no coincidence those words is in the same breath. So we being sufficed, them captive exiles, the Lord threw us a bone, right, corn and wine, if you will, to sustain us. That's our legacy. We being sustained until a moment in time where we're going to have the mastery over the kings of the earth. Period. The nations. And if you can't, look, this is the thing, we don't expect everybody. That's right. We don't expect everybody to cleave to that. This is not a low level thing over here. Like ISUPK, you can be in prison. Who sent that? Like the hell with a 10-step program, like a nigga get out and then you rehabilitate him, then he come in. You in the camp in prison, man. And we ain't knocking you if you got in prison, but hey, this is not for that. That's the spirit. Nigga might use that. The captive exile. and convert. You know how many niggas been converted off that? Right? That spirit run that up. Anybody, right? Persuaded the nigga. I got a precept for you, bro. And that captive exile, nigga side do hasten to be. But again, that's dealing with what? Kings who are actually in exile. Because a servant in exile, he can't determine the difference. Right? He just want to eat cucumber here or that. Oh, you got that? Yeah, come on. The spirit.
This is the book of Numbers 11, starting verse 4. It reads, "In the mixed multitude that was among them fell a lusting, and the children of Israel also wept again, and said, Who shall give us flesh to eat? We remember the fish we did."
Oh, so like it. You see their mindset? You should give us.
Right.
Wow. So they wired by being ruled over. You see that? We want the whole pot. Or what's that? The parable of Lazarus and the rich man. We don't desire the crumbs which falleth from the master's table. See, we want to be able to supply, right? We want to have the whole pot. Yeah, come on.
It says, "We did remember the fish we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers and the melons and the leeks and the onions and the garlic." If I may, and that's nigga heart was still in Egypt, even though he was physically out, out of that land, sojourn out of that land, the nigga heart was still there, and they were sufficient. Nigga was content with just, he said the eating the cucumbers, and that's what you see there, nigga. As long as he get it 40 hours and enough to trick off on the weekend, he really ain't got nothing to complain about.
Yeah.
Nigga might complain. Man, the zip ain't get there fast enough at best, or the line is too long at McDonald's. But overall, he ain't worried about just his state of being.
He need America to be
right,
adjusted.
That's it.
Right.
So America will be a better experience.
Right.
Nigga, open up another line.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, get 3 lines up here. So now I can have a better experience in captivity.
Right.
See that? So the mindset, right? You have to be conformed to the image of Yahushua. And Yahushua is a king. See, so we pretty much will receive the spoils. Yahushua is going to divide the spoils with us. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, that was it on that. Yep.
Got some real quick. Gun, this is the book of Daniel, chapter 12, and I'm starting verse 10. It says, matter of fact, I'm starting verse 9. It says, and he said, go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed to the time of the end. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the righteous, but the wise shall understand. If I may, they're wise is the righteous, man, because a lot of the wicked people here in Babylon, they don't even know they're really in captivity. They really think this is paradise, but for lack of better words, we on the knife with no anesthesia, like the elder always say, man.
Right.
We getting this place heads up. We know that it's going to be destroyed. Ultimately, we know the upcoming perils that's happening, and that's why it says the prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, man. That's what they understand to do, man.
Say real quick, going back to that Psalm 119, just like you just said, they don't know, because it says thy word has quickened me. So they still dead. We have been made alive. That's why we feel the pain,
Second Timothy 2 and start verse 7. It says, consider what I say, and the Lord give thee understanding in all things. Remember that Yahushua HaMashiach, the seed of David, was raised from the dead according to my gospel. So maybe just going into it, like Jake was lost spiritually. He didn't know who they were, know what their power was. And, those dry bones, Ezekiel 37, it was prophesied that they would raise up out of their dead state. That was going to be according to the gospel. So, here it is. You got men who are waking up from Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, or whatever it may be, and are subscribing to the testimony of Yahushua. So that's us being that light, knowing who we are, enemies are, their intents, and what the Lord's ultimate purpose is, which is to destroy them out.
Well, if I can add to that as well, right? To be dead, you're in a prostrate state. What's that, Revelation 11? Their dead bodies laid in the streets of the great city. Now, that go back to Lazarus and the rich man as well. The poor man laid at the gates. And also, is that Isaiah 52? Where it speaks about, matter of fact, can we get that one? Right? So when you dead, you actually laying down. So you at the bottom. When we touched on it at camp, how captivity, the word captivity or slavery is not always presented in that fashion in the scriptures. It's cloaked and shrouded in mystery. Meaning what? When you come across the grave or right, that's a symbol of captivity. Going down to the grave, that's a form of captivity. See? Right, walk down to go to Egypt. See? That means you've been positioned at the bottom. Like, come on.
Isaiah chapter 52 and verse 1. Awake, awake.
It's toward the bottom. Oh, is it 51? Okay, 51. Salaki.
Isaiah chapter 51
and 22.
And verse 22. Thus saith the Lord, thus saith thy Lord, the Lord, and thy power that pleadeth the cause of his people.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, I have taken out of thine hand the cup of trembling.
Right, and what's the cup of trembling? That's the cup of slavery. See? And this is the report that will go forth in a lot of days. Your sentence is over. And that's another indictment on you niggas. You always complaining too, man. And it's times, right, where you will complain about your oppressor. The man. Remember they used to say that? And then, yeah. These white folk or niggas say, man, they got me in the system. So you're acknowledging that you've been pretty much oppressed in a sense, but when you hear the word of being liberated, you pretty much deny it. You ask, man, they despise it, man. That's why the only remedy is to be destroyed. What's that, Isaiah 6? Well, the Lord said, look, well, Isaiah asked, how long will it be? And he said, until the cities be wasted. Like, come on.
Come. Behold, I have taken out of thy hand the cup of trembling, even the dregs of the cup of my fury. Thou shalt no more drink it again, but I will put it in the hand of them that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down, that we may go over.
That's King's language. Said to thy soul, bow down, right? That we may what? Go over. So that means they over you. The only way someone could be over you, you have to be laid down. So now the Lord raising us up. And we know two kings can't coexist. So as we are being raised up, you all have to go down. All right, come on, that was it on that?
It's a little bit more. And thou hast laid thy body as the ground,
That's it.
and as the street to them that went over.
That's it. So like the brother read, you know, even when Yahweh Shah being raised up, basically, we're gonna partake in that glory. And this is the beginning of that raising up. First of all, being free in the mind, right? The truth shall make you free. But then ultimately breaking these chains, these bodies, being elevated. See? And we're gonna rule forever because the Lord said what? We're not going to have that cup again. He's going to take that cup out of our hand, and we'll never drink of it again. See? Right, so, you have something?
I got a word in that Isaiah 51, that word hasten, mahar. It says to hasten, be hurried, be anxious. It says to hasten, make haste, prepare quickly.
Yeah. Oh, if I may, that's why the days are speeding up. And Jake ignorant in that. They like, damn, ain't enough time in the day. Now knowing the Lord speeding up this moment in time when you've been oppressed by your enemies. See? But remember, Yahweh Shah said, what? It's for the elect's sake. So we appreciate it. Right? That's one, I think you look it up, I believe it's a 0.8 of a second. But all those seconds equal up. But nigga, that's a 0.8 of a second less than me breathing in this bullshit. Right? Or showering in the water, right? It's basically contaminated because it's the same, we touched on that yesterday, the same water that you shit, shower, and shave with, it's just being recycled. And, this fucking kingdom, this is the worst case scenario. What's that word say, that definition is the lowest in grade and rank?
The end?
Is it the end? Maybe somebody can track that. That word end in the Greek might be 1 Corinthians 15. But if you had some too, you can get it and somebody else can grab it. But if you do, try 1 Corinthians 15 and 24. And maybe that word in, it might be that word, and look it up. But if you got some, you can write.
Just going back to, I was about brought that word hasten. This is the book of 2 Peter 3 and Matter of fact, I started at 11. Well, I started at 10. Matter of fact, it reads, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. And if I may, this is concerning World War III. That's a part of the day of the Lord, you know, that great event. But we in that day was going to build up to the perfect day, which until the return of our Lord Yahweh Shai. But we seeing everything. Now you see a scene being set up, everybody getting moved in position. That's what we seeing now. It says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? And if I may, just going back to what Elder mentioned concerning those captive exile that hastening, that's going into the elect. Only the elect is in a certain spirit now, man. Because of the report that was given, you're not making plans to make your bed here. You're not your certain things you're doing is for you to forward you here in America to make your situation more comfortable. You know, to create generational wealth. That stupid shit here in this place. No, we're speaking on the things of destruction. You know, we're concerned with what the Lord's about to bring in the planet Earth, man. It says, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the days of Yahweh Shai, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. So, show you the certain spirits, they really looking for a hastening to the destruction, man. You anticipating, because that we know the grass is green on the other side. It's something after America, you know, because Jake, the nearsighted mentioned that as well yesterday. You know, they can't see afar off.
Yeah.
You know, they don't know what they can only see what's here. Even if a nigga do daydream of black wealth or so-called black people being in some type of having a form of status, it's based off what Esau set up. Jake got he owned Regis Bank now, but it's called Reginald's or some stupid shit. You know, Jake Regis cash flow, some stupid shit. You know, but it's gonna be based off what Esau set up. You know why Jake say the black dollar,
Right.
you know, certain things, but it's still based off what Esau set up, man. You know? It says, nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. So that shows you as well concerning our situation. We're gonna only that captivity is gonna only be over with once this place is over. It's finished, man. The new heavens and that new earth. We talked about that in Isaiah the 24th chapter. Isaiah chapter 24. And I think Isaiah 14 and 24, how the Lord purposed this, that he will bind and overthrow the Assyrians to break their yoke, man.
Yep.
So we needed destruction. We hasten for the destruction because that's the only way the yoke gonna be broken. And I think you mentioned it earlier how Jake think they free. You know, so that ain't concerning them. You know, they free. You know, Lord said he that hold on to either position.
Yeah.
So nigga, you think you cool? Your cell all set up. You got pictures and nigga got a hot plate in the cell. He think he free because he got a little. He think he have liberties, but we really hastening to get out of here. Even these bodies, because all this prison on all levels, man. You know, that's pretty much it.
Can you get that, Luke? Did you look up that word, hasten?
No, let me get it.
Yeah, let's get that. Somebody get Luke 4, what is it, Luke 4:18? Somebody get that real quick, just to add to the brother's point. Because Yahweh Shai know perfectly well who ready to get out of here. That's who he was sent to. And the brother mentioned it. Look, he who was whole, that means wait, you good. You got everything that you need. Right? Oh, even when you go to the law, remember the law of all.
Oh yeah.
If the servant plainly say to his master, he's content with the wife, the children he giving him, and he say, look, I plainly say I don't want to go out free, then what happens? The master will tag him, then he's permanently under the ownership of that master. See, but we saying no, we wanna be loosed. The damsel in distress. Alright, come on.
Come that word haste.
Mm-hmm.
It says to desire earnestly. In the Strong's, it says to speed, urge on, diligently or earnestly, to await eagerly.
Right, await eagerly.
Yeah.
Urge on. When you urge on, you say, yeah, you applaud when a missile is test fired or perfected more. Right, the range can reach to America, Babylon the Great. That means you urging it on. See, because we know that those components is gonna contribute to the overall desire of getting up out of here.
Right.
There's only one way out of here, and that's up. See?
We got a hole.
Yeah, one way out the hole is up. Right, I will raise him up in the last day. Oh, I believe that what you was. I think was that Acts you was talking about. It's another one too where Yahweh said, "If all men is drawn to me, I will raise them up in the last day." And I wonder if that's that same word for last that we was looking for. I wouldn't be surprised if it is. I think it's eschatos. Where you get eschatology, the study of the end times. See, everything is a build up to now. See, you got that? Yeah, go ahead and get it.
The word for last, St. Matthew 19:30.
Okay, what verse that is?
St. Matthew.
I mean, Salaki, what? Can you read the precept?
Book of St. Matthew 19:30. But many that are first shall be last,
Okay.
and the last shall be first.
Okay, now that, all right. We got that word that you're looking for,
Okay, that's a lot.
but we don't know. It's all good. I thought you had that one, raise them up in the last day. But we'll go ahead and get that, and I believe it's Hebrews 1.
Hebrews chapter 1, start at verse 1.
Yep.
In verse 1, it says, "The Most High, who at sundry times and in divers manners spake in times past unto the fathers by the prophets, hath in these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he have appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds."
Right. Also, he made the worlds. So that's a word, right, that should capture the attention, especially you Christians. Like they rally around the world. But what about the worlds? So the world is pretty much the different kingdoms and empires, the different settings that played out on the planet Earth. Right? But it said in the last of these worlds, now let's click on the word last.
The word eschatos,
Yep.
it says extreme, last in time.
Right, extreme. We're going to digest this. Right? It said extreme. So that's on all levels. Right? From the extremity of, when you look at the Fertile Crescent, or when you look at the Middle East, where we from, that's the beginning. That's the real motherland, you niggas, man. Man, imagine talking to a, right, Afrocentric nigga.
Boy.
Oh yeah.
We gonna hide, the scriptures say he who find the treasure and hide it. I think that's Luke. No, that's Matthew 13. He find it and hide it, because you keep it secure like you put your money in the bank. You don't show off your Rolex to some nigga who will double back. Oh, that's what happened to this nigga play for the Dallas Cowboys. He just had a home invasion and hit him for $300K. Now the first thing I thought it was inside.
Yeah.
The niggas do that too for the insurance money. But more than likely the nigga stunned it when he ain't really have to. Yeah, went to the old hood, a cookout, there's 8 niggas in the backyard with him. He didn't even have to go. But it's good to say a nigga, not commonly for a nigga. So with that said, we're not gonna drop jewels pull out our jewels around the African.
Right.
Like a nigga with an Afrocentric. So when I see the kuf and shit, I'm gonna dumb it down like I don't know. call him king and get out of there. You know what I'm saying?
Peace King.
Yeah, peace king. Or either go to black man.
Black, yeah.
Black
That's
king.
it right there.
Black king, that'll really do it. All right, come on. Right, so yeah, extreme. Yeah, because the nigga think that's not the motherland. The motherland is Israel.
Right.
But then the extreme of the earth is America. That's the uttermost part of the earth. So when the missiles fly, the missiles going straight to America. They designed to go no further than California, unless it's Hawaii, you know. But it ain't gonna go. It gonna wrap back around all the way around to China. No, it's coming from over there. Right, go ahead.
Last in time or in place.
Right, in time or in place. See, so this the last in time. Because there's nothing else that's gonna trump. Like right now, you know, you got phones and you can communicate, you can deliver, they got drones. Right, in some cities they got the robots. I know we was out in Atlanta, they got the robot, he deliver your food. He rolling through the streets of Atlanta. And other cities, Dallas and other places. So this is the last, and this is the last of all that. Right, the way you conduct business, you could purchase something from miles away. This is the extreme of everything. Right, the psyche of the people bugged out, man. What other time you had a nigga walk around rapping to himself, but then you play closer to the lyrics, he's talking about killing you. Come on.
Last.
Wow.
It says last in a series of places, last in a temporal succession. The last, referring to time, of space, the uttermost part, the end of the earth,
See?
of rank.
Of rank. This the lowest grade and rank of water. Right? Help me out. Food,
Air.
yeah, air. That's correct. Yeah, the lowest grade of air.
Women.
Yep.
Clothing. Life itself.
Life.
The
Yes,
life.
life.
The lowest in life. Damn.
Yeah.
What's that? What's that? Education.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. The understanding what's deemed as wisdom, that's crazy. That shit is low level. Yep, come on.
I got some real quick.
Yeah.
To go back to that low level, this on Job 30:8. It says they were children of fools, children of base men. They were violent in earth. And if I make that word, it's just base men, showing you that that's the lows of the lows, and it says violent in all the earth. Man. You know what you got, bro?
It's like y'all Solomon mentioned that error which he seen from the earth.
Yeah.
That servant ruler. This nigga, he shouldn't be nowhere in the front. He should be in somewhere. This nigga janitor supposed to be cleaning toilets. Yet he telling everybody how to run the restaurant.
Yeah.
Now niggas got clams on the menu now. That's why everything has been thrown off, man. You know.
Oh, we were speaking about that yesterday. You really vibrate.
Yeah.
You don't understand. You know when you know it. Them niggas in Memphis know that the power went out, like it says 100,000 power outside. All them niggas that was in like a project or like a dangerous apartment complex. When all that power went off at one time, they felt the surge. Right? You can attest to that. And the power, you feel that surge, then you feel lighter.
That's true. It's true. Everything get cool.
Yeah, because you was trembling. You didn't even know you was trembling. Right? But we got these still waters, and we the only one that really stabilized through all this shit. Because we know, like, okay, we got a date, a release date. You know, that creates a certain cycle. You mentioned it earlier, a nigga in prison, he acclimated, he got pictures on the wall, Them niggas got hot plates, like the brother mentioned.
Crazy.
Right, yeah. Niggas sit decked out. Nigga walk in. That nigga,
He is
yeah, the leader. Right, that nigga the mayor of Block 6. That nigga got a veil. You come in that motherfucker. Security, another nigga from prison. He can see you ready to see you now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that nigga at home. Right? But then you have someone that got they call it EOS, the end of sentence date, and they have a different walk. They like, I know I'm getting out of here. So their whole experience is different.
Right.
What manner of holy conversation with y'all?
Yep, come on.
It was
That was it?
Back in that definition, it says of rank, grade of worth, last.
See? Grade of worth. The potatoes don't taste like they should really taste. Right? Ground beef. Cause is it meat? You know.
Right.
You really don't want to talk about it because you have to eat.
Yep.
Well, like the buddy said a while back, you have to turn it on a certain.
Yeah.
You've been watching all the Terminators.
Right, yeah. You got it right on the point of the action scene.
Right. You gotta hit the ground running.
Right, you gotta hit the ground. You gotta come right into when they bullets fly. Start eating, man. So the attention to be taken off.
Right.
Like you used to say, you gotta hold your nose.
Yeah. See? Oh, the scriptures say that with much wisdom. And you know what? That's the spirit I was thinking about that earlier, right? Real talk. The Lord is merciful in all things because really that's almost mercy. It's mercy to know and it's mercy in the sense to not know. Like the Lord so much, them niggas don't even know what the fucked up situation is. That's the Lord great, man. Because if you really knew the extent of what was going on with it. But we have to be introduced to that so we can desire Yahweh more and more. Because it's going to get to a point where we're going to be begging. Not to say we're not now. Right? They're not saying we don't desire for the Lord to come. But it's going to get to a point where you're going to be Yahweh, man. You know? Because the canal gets tighter before the deliverance. Yep, come on.
It says last, i.e. lowest.
Oh, you got it.
Yep, the lowest in everything, like we just explained. Like the brother said, education, air, water, it's life itself, man.
I made the statue.
Yeah, that's
The
true.
statue,
That's
that's
true. Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
The ankle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what is that?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, y'all can get it out. That's it. Is it the Lord's? This the Lord's of the Lords. So now we do qualify to be raised up. See, because even the report of being delivered in so-called UFO, you gotta desire, you gotta respect that. Because if you don't, then you gonna die here. That's the Lord's beautiful work. That's how I'm gonna get you out of here. You think about all of the captivity before I show my overall favor in His perfection. You're gonna be new bodies, a new mindset. That's gonna be perfected by you being actually raised up physically from this low land. See? So that has nothing to do with hell. See? Matter of fact, somebody get that real quick in Psalm 71. I think it's around the 3rd verse or something, but you can start at the top and we'll run into it. And what's the heading on it that the brother getting the blue?
Psalm 71, the head prayer of an old man for deliverance.
Right, prayer of an old man for deliverance. Right, because that represents you not having no power. Now you know that's Lazarus too. Because what's the best way to get to the bottom of things? It becomes singular. Truth is singular.
Least common
the
denominator.
least common denominator. That's why Yahweh saying, I was trying to be talking about all the, he just broke it down with Lazarus and the rich man. Two guys, just singular, simplified it. So that's why I said, what? Prayer of an old man for deliverance. See? All right, so come on.
It says in Psalm 71:1, indeed, O Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, do I put my trust. Let me never be put to confusion. Deliver me in thy righteousness and cause me to escape.
See?
Incline thine ear unto me and save me.
See, it say, cause me to escape. Hell ain't got nothing. That don't mean you about to die in your sleep. And you about to go to hell. Because according to that logic, you got to come out of there perfect. Because nigga ain't gonna have him again. You gonna still die. No, it said cause me to escape. That's talking about World War III, man. Real quick, click on that word escape, Baba Kasai. I just want to make sure.
That word escape. It said to escape, save, deliver, slip away.
Right, slip away. Now a nigga might still say, see, I slipped away from the gates of hell. I saw Biggie. And then,
Oh man, yeah. That'd be a lot of them dice stories.
right. Bitches want attention. And then they chose the dyke role and they don't really get that in that time. So as a woman, you want attention. so I gotta go there, you know what I'm saying? I can't throw on those stilettos. So I've been put in this box. I'm a butch, so I'm gonna get this attention. That shit crazy, man. I saw that. I was starting binge watching. I was watching that shit like, that script, the water how about from outside, man, because that was a testament of picking up serpents and drinking water. I was cool. I was watching this shit like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, this bitch crazy. I had genuine chuckles and shit. Then I had fits of like rage on the kid and shit. But go to the Strongs. Because again, a nigga say slip away. That we're gonna prove that they ain't talking about. Yep. Yeah.
It says to deliver, calf, carry away safe.
Carry away safe. See? What else you want? That's dealing with that can only be made sense of with this doctrine, which entails chariots, right? There's going what King David said, oh, that if I had wings, somebody get that one too. That ain't got nothing to do with hell, unless, right, your mindset is an angel coming down, you know, a white angel coming down and snatch you from the jaws of hell. No, that's talking about the destruction, man. All right, so what we got?
This is the book of Psalms 55 and verse 6. It says, I said, oh, that I had wings like a dove, for then would I flee away and be at rest.
See, is it more on that?
It's a little, yes.
Or is it a build up to that?
It's a build up to that.
Okay, come on, yeah, let's get that.
This is Psalm 55, and I'm gonna start at verse 3. It says, because of the voice of the enemy, because of the oppression of the wicked, for they cast iniquity upon me, and in wrath they hate me. My heart is sore pain within me, and the tremors of death are falling upon me. Fearfulness and trembling.
See that? Y'all see that? It says the trembles. Read that part again.
It says, my heart is sore pain within me, and the terrors of death are falling upon me. Fearfulness and trembling are come upon me.
Yeah, that's heavy. Said the terrors of death have fallen upon me. So when King David made these petitions, which we know is all throughout the Psalms, for him to be delivered from his enemies, or even when you go to Psalm 71, what we just read, where it speaks about escaping, when you read on down in there, it says to escape from the cruel man or something like that. Let's go back to that. Because really when you deliver from the destruction, you really being delivered from Esau too. Because that's his drama in the earth. That's this nigga shooting missiles that balance the power, like Russia and America and then all the allies. So you've been delivered from the fate of the so-called white man. See? Yep, come on.
Yep. Revelation 18:4, it says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of
her. Beautiful. Partakers, meaning you don't share the same. Oh, the scripture says, the Lord said you'll be cast into hell or something like that. The judgment prepared for Satan and his angels.
Exactly.
That's Esau's destiny and legacy to die. Or it speaks about that in Job 27 as well. I think that's Job 27:14. Yeah, this is the portion of the wicked.
Oh, yeah, coming, yeah.
Right? And when you go into that word portion, it goes into inheritance.
Right.
So you die the death of an infidel. That's why King David said, no, I don't want to deliver me from the cruel man. Even though we know too from his air poisonings. Yeah, because you got to have your thinking caps on too. You got to know that this is a build up. Right? You want to be delivered from the water. Right? The spirit. I killed it. But that spirit right now I'm saying.
Yeah.
But the air you breathe and the food you consume, the brother mentioned it, the education.
Right.
There's a precept on that.
We got to brave because of the education.
Yeah, something like that. And there's another one where it speaks about how this truth, it guards you from false.
That falsehood.
Yep, from falsehood. I think the definition in Isaiah 4, where it speaks about deliver me from there's a shelter from storm and rain. Refuge, that's the word, refuge. One of the things you've been refuge from is what even doctrines and shit. So as it is written, Proverbs 2, that it might deliver me from the evil man. So it's from all of his advances, but ultimately from the missiles. See, because who cares if you get over that nasty cough, but you die in destruction. The perfection is really you deliver from Esau from the destruction. That's his what the word portion. All right, come on.
It says, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Like the elder said, to be delivered from the portion of Esau, which is he's the son of perdition. You know, we know that means he brings forth destruction. But if he's the son of perdition, he's the son of destruction.
That's his inheritance.
That's his inheritance.
Because remember, the king, he got them two sons, and one will be inherited with long life and blessings. But him being a balanced power, the other one had to be delivered from. Man had to be inherited with destruction.
And Malachi 4, and lay his mouth as his inheritance for the dragons of the wilderness. So that this big ass desert, that's going to be the results. You know, that's Esau and his inheritance. This place being destroyed. I'm just going to talk about that as well. Out of that one clay he had one for clean uses, and the other lump is for the uncontrary. So you're going to see, we're seeing war play out. He's that vessel for war, nastiness and sin and transgression. And the Lord will have Israel set up to show what peace and cleanness is, and, you know.
Uprightness.
That's it. We should have said the eternal excellence is.
Right.
Just to add to your point as well, the Lord spoke about not building on sand. Like that's that desert where Esau very being represents what? That's destruction, man. See? So there's two alternatives. You're gonna build on this stone, or you're gonna build on. And really we a tower right? The scripture said he will build up a tower. What do you think the tower is? It's to escape the destruction.
Right.
I think it's the elevated bed.
That's it.
How long we been going? Real talk. There's so many, the spirit is really, because there's so many precepts come to mind, you know,
Right.
from that one, that
Right.
tower,
Right.
that definition of raised bed. The brother mentioned the raised in the last day. Yeah, let's get this real quick and then we'll
In the book of Proverbs 11:29, it says, "He that troubleth his own house shall inherit the wind, and the fool shall be servant to the wise of heart."
Wow, see that? Right, so that wind, that's really the destruction. And that's doctrines too. Right? It's doctrines. Oh,
Yeah, I had that back up.
Oh yeah, spirit, come on, huh? Come on.
Ephesians 4:14.
Beautiful.
Yep.
That we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro,
See that? Go ahead.
and carried about with every wind of doctrine,
Every wind of doctrine. Beautiful. Go ahead.
by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness whereby they lie in wait to deceive.
Right. So the wind that's going to be perfected with that level 5 catastrophic destruction, it starts with these winds that's brewing. That leads to that. So if you inherit, when you inherit that wind, it's going to lead to your destruction. But that's Esau's. That's the son of perdition. See, that's his. So you're going to die the death of an infidel. See? Yep, come on.
It's Jeremiah 17:6. For he shall be like the heath in the desert, and shall not see when good cometh, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, in a salt land, and not inhabited.
See? That's what he's going to inhabit. That's his inheritance. So, to be delivered, and we're going to go back to that Psalm 55. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get it. To be delivered from the cruel man, yeah, his advances and the snares that he lay you down right. That's the cunning hunter. But the ultimate snare of the fowler, what's that? Psalm 91. All right, come on, let's go. Let's get it.
Psalm 91 verse 3. It's Psalm 91 verse 3. Wow. It says, "Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, and from the noisome pestilence."
See, so the snare is all of Esau's. You come into a world of the sword. We read that in Hebrews 1. He created the world like you come into a bow. See, it's like a rim. And in this existence, this reality, death awaits, right? And ultimately, that's why you got missiles in the earth. We spoke about that about a couple of months back. Everybody's strapped. You know what I'm saying? Even the earth strapped. The earth about to let loose at any time. Right, the earth actually packing.
Yep. Exactly.
Right, and this sound curve is real. Right, there, it's real.
Right.
The earth even strapped.
Right.
And sick. The earth, the skin ain't, you know what I'm saying? Walk around, nose running and shit. You're like, damn, man. Real talk. Did give you a vivid discussion about that yesterday? Earth, you know what I'm saying? And the earth got that plastic, he constipated.
Right, yeah, so you
The
got
earth,
good
yeah.
on this.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Skin it with a good.
Gut, yeah.
Right. Skin it with
Like you can't trust them and shit.
good.
Motherfucking part. It was sweet.
Right, so yeah, we was going into how the plastic, the earth is not bio, you can't break it down.
Right.
So even the earth constipated.
Yes.
Even the trash that went into it spilled over into the bloodstream of the earth as well.
Yes.
The oceans that spill over to the rivers and shit. See? So this is all under the watch of Esau. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right, come on.
Oh, that was it.
Was it?
Yep.
Let's go to the Psalm 55. So like,
Kind of going back to this Psalm 55 in verse 5, he says, "Fearfulness and trembling are come upon me, and horror hath overwhelmed me." And I said, oh, that I had wings like a dove, for then would I flee away and be at rest.
See that? So ultimately, that's going to be your desire. That's going to be the last step, if you will, to being at rest. It's not going to be you dying and going to heaven. No, it's going to be you actually physically being caught up in those wings and taken to rest. See? All right, so that was it?
I got something real quick.
Okay, matter of fact, before you get that, let's get that Psalm 71. I believe it's around the 4th verse, right? Or if you got it, oh, the brother got it.
The book of Psalm 71, verse 4, it reads, "Deliver me, O my power, out of the hand of the wicked, out of the hand of the unrighteous and cruel man."
See, so you see what the second verse we read was what caused me to escape. But ultimately, the scriptures are showing you what you being delivered from the cruel man, his fate. See, right? So those who are joined unto him shall be thrust through. But that's why we detach from this man, so that we won't suffer his fate. All right, so that was it.
I got something real quick.
Come on, we ready to close up. We start here. We're going around.
Come on, the book of Psalm 18, and yeah, I'm gonna get to the point. I just get to the point. It's a lot. I started 13. It says, "The Lord also thundered in the heavens, and the highest gave his voice, hailstones and coals of fire. And he sent out his arrows and scattered them. He shot out lightnings and discomforted them." And if I made it, and that's the Lord really doing a full assault on Esau, you know, from those missiles as well as those lasers from the chariots, man. And we say, and discomforted them. Because who is that them we talking about? That's concerning these devils, man. It says, "Then the channels of the waters were seen, and the foundations of the world were discovered at thy rebuke, O Lord, at the blast of the breath of thy nostrils. He sent from above, he took me, he drew me out of many waters." So just being delivered from that lake of fire, man. You know, as you see, it said he sent from above. So you mentioned it earlier, the way out is up. You know, because that's show you how cold the Lord finna get down, man. You know, even John said he stand on that sea of glass. That's how far you gotta step back for the destruction, man. You know, you gotta pretty much get outside of this realm, pretty much. You know, to be in that safe zone. You know. It says, "He delivered me from my strong enemy, and from them which hated me, for they were too strong for me." So you know, this devil, his advances, his military tech, they got mechanical dogs, to even those missiles. You know, you ain't gonna be able to say halt, or your bunker gonna be able to withstand that. No, it's gonna be the mercy of Yahweh to plug us up at that time. You know, that's pretty much it.
Definition: carry away.
That's it.
All right, come on.
I got some.
Well,
Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 19. "Thy dead men shall live, together with my dead body shall they arise. Awake and sing, ye that dwell in dust, for thy dew is as the dew of earth, and the earth shall cast out the dead." So as we receive as living water, we now living, we've been quickened, made alive. And that's the first step of coming back to the Lord. You know, having this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It says, "Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed." And that's that lake of fire, you know, going up in the chairs, that raised bed, you know, chambers, kind of. It says, "For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her sins." So yeah, Yahweh gonna send Yahweh to destroy America, Babylon, the great, and sweep wickedness out of the earth, man. And we gotta be out of here before that occurs. You know, the 6 strokes.
Hey, real quick, and it said our chambers, because we want the king to call us into his chambers.
That's right.
You know, we want to be the woman that get called into the king's chambers. You know, so we can, that's right, that's it. Thank you, Father. Consummate, man.
That's gonna make the new covenant official.
That's right.
That's what that, you know what I mean?
That's the new covenant official. Remember the foreshadowing with Mary, Magdalene? She couldn't embrace him. But we gonna have that change. We're gonna be able to come into that realm and experience the salvation of Yahweh. Yep, come on. Oh, that was it up?
Come. This is the book of Psalms 142, and I'm starting at verse 6. It says, attend unto my cry, for I am brought very low. Deliver me from my persecutors, for they are stronger than I. You know, if I may just go on back, because he says, I am brought very low. This is the lowest that the nation of Israel have ever been. You know, basically, we're in the worst estate. It says, deliver me from my persecutors, for they are stronger than I. And it's Esau Edom, like it just read in that Psalm 17 chapter, man. Because again, this guy, he's going to come with robotic dogs, bio warfare, and everything, man. So the only thing we got to do is really just hope the Lord deliver us from this situation. Verse 7, it says, bring my soul out of prison that I may praise thy name. And that's what it is. That's why when you read Revelation, that is the 15th chapter, once they got delivered, what they did, they sung the song of Moses. You know? It says the righteous.
But this time it's going to be the Revelation, the 15th chapter.
The
song of Moses, the servant of the Most High, and the Lamb. You got it.
God. That's the spirit, though, man. That's giving thanks for deliverance. You know what I mean? Like you giving thanks because you got a brand new car. No, you got saved from a traumatic, the most traumatic event that's gonna happen up on the planet Earth. You know, he says the righteous.
That's the biggest event that happened in history.
Yes.
That's why when you read Sirach 1, it speaks about the wise counsels. It's plural because this is the ultimate counsel right now. There's no other counsel that's wise than this because it's going to serve as a get out of jail card, basically. Deliver you from the destruction. That makes you the wisest man in the room. You know, you get delivered.
Last man standing.
Right, the last man standing. I mean, your doctrine didn't matter. What Scripture speaks about it is a doctrine of vanities.
Right.
Is that Job? Yep, come on.
God, he says, bring my soul out of prison that I may praise thy name. The righteous shall compass me about, for thou shalt deal bountifully with me. You know, Jeremiah, he was expected in, for lack of better words. You know, and even going back into thy chambers. You know, you ready to consummate that marriage, man. Lord, going, you know, make it official, for lack of better words, man. You know, with us getting beat up into those cherries, bro. You know?
That's why I made the scripture said he shall deal bountifully, man. That's why the scripture said he is mighty to forgive. You're going to see that on display when the Lord start, bring forth the divine intervention, man. Especially when the destruction really comes. Then you're going to see when they go really dealing bountifully. You know, because that's going to really show that you cleared in, man. You know? Was that word leniency being forgiven for things
you ought not.
So that's that bountiful, man. He's as his mercy is, so is his mercy.
Yeah, because the majesty of the Lord, if I may, you can't comprehend the majesty of the Lord. And it's right, the Lord gave us what he wants us to expound on, but you can't comprehend the majesty, so you can't comprehend the mercy of the Lord. See? That's why you can't say we already nothing, man. I remember that they came with that you had those who came with we already in the resurrection. Read us in the book of Acts. Yeah, come on.
And it was it.
Psalm 119 and 17. It says, deal bountifully with thy servant, that I may live and keep thy word. It says, open thou mine eyes, that I may behold wondrous things of thy law. So pretty much going into it, your eyes being opened up to the prophecies. That's the Lord dealing bountifully with you. You know, your sins being covered and you being able to see the future to prepare your mind. Because it's going to be through knowledge that you're going to be able to be saved.
Yeah. If I may, right, you got to be aware of this, right? You got to be aware of the judgment so you can desire, or what that it speaks about preparing what to prepare thy mind what to pray for. See? So you have to be hip to the destruction in order to desire to be delivered from it. Then the Lord will honor that, if if it's His will. But ultimately, those who are going to be delivered, they're going to know about it. They're going to know about the destruction. It's not going to be some nigga don't know what's going on, going to be going into it. And if the Lord do choose to deliver somebody in that last moment like that, He going to wake up, He going to be brought up to speed some kind of way. The Lord going to let them know, you know, because He got to call on the name. See? Or they said an expected end, like the brother mentioned. Also in 2 Peter, right, I don't know if we got that word for looketh. You got hasten, but that word looketh, one of the words is what? Anticipate. That's it. Come on, you got more on that? Anything I have? Hey, you got something? Yeah, come on.
Real quick. This Psalms 31 and verse 13, and it says, "For I have heard the slander of many. Fear was on every side. While they took counsel together against me, they devised to take away my life. But I trusted in thee, O Lord. I have said, Thou art my power, Yahweh Shem Shah."
That's it. So that's what we, the Lord called us to do, to trust in Him, right? To dodge the pitfalls and snares of the hunter, and to be kept, so that we might qualify to be delivered from, that judgment. So yeah, with that, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory
to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash.
Double honors to the head, apostles, and elders, great millstone. Shalom to the fellow laborers out there, and as always, you believe, until the next time, shalom.
Shalom.